Cape Rat Trail is fantastic, but once you've done it, you might look for something a bit more challenging. The Iona to Cape Rat Trail is 400 miles compared to the Cape Rat's 230 miles. Okay, so here we go. Gonna start the walk now. So this trail is adventurous, I must say. I've fought my way through and the path continued. And now I'm on that path, which is great. But now it started raining. The beaches are beautiful, the sun came out and there was blue sky, and it was wonderful, but it was just up and down all the time. No big hills, just small mounds and rough ground. Eventually I got onto a wee farm track which took me up towards the forest, and then a horrible bit to cross into the forest, and then there was a road, and I followed the road all the way along, which was great again. I found a nice place to camp just on the left here by the stream. Right, and here is where we've come from. Down the right hand side path is better, and we're going down there. This is the path, a wee bit sketchy. It's a goat's path. So this is where people say it's a bit tricky. Glad I won't have to do that again, but I'm glad I had my sticks with me, and a bit shaky after doing that. I think you can see pathwise we're going, big finger, here and along the top here and along the top and round the corner there. This is Castle Bay, and then the next one round is where I want to get to, if possible. So here we are, and I found the coastal path. The path, which was beautiful, is now back to stones, rocks, but the environment is just spectacular. This looks like the first place I've actually seen on this route, on the coastal path, where you could actually camp. So it's the time of year. Ferns. They're just all around me. The path was here. And the idea is that we're trying to get to here. over the top. There's a path that goes through the woods and then on the top of this bit and along the sort of ridge there, which I think I could see underneath the cliffs. Well, another day. Let's put that down, open up a bit, stop raining. Yep, look, this is my view. So the route is possible, and Casig arches were impressive, and the path was particularly exposed and did scare me. That's the end of the coastal walk from Mull. From now on I'll be going over the hills. I was wondering if I could find the path. It's marked on the map and here it is, covered in a few ferns, but we'll get along it. I can see it there by the tree. Ferns again. I came down the side of the forest this morning rather than go into it, and looking back at it, it seems like I could have gone in at the top and come down pretty clear. Would have been more direct. However, if you get stuck having to go through forest, it's a nightmare. A beautiful forest walk. Now, probably the hardest part of the day begins. I'm going to go up around the edge of the forest. That will take me across the road and onto a trail, and from there to a loch. So here we are on Ardnamurchan. That was the ferry from Tobermory. It took about 35 minutes, and now I'm on the mainland. Ardnamurchan to Glenfinnan is 91 kilometres, 2,260 metres of elevation. That's 57 miles and 7,400 feet. Half of that is up and down Ben Rispol, which looks to me the simplest way of getting across from Ardnamurchan to Loch Shiel.
I couldn't find a better way which had the minimum of road walking and avoided a very rough country.
Long day, but progress is good, and Ardnmerkin is absolutely beautiful, and the sun's still there, and the beach is there.
The path out of Sana Bay is a little tricky to find. I asked in a house and got directions, and after about a kilometre following it, it kind of dissolved, and there's a bit of rough ground for a couple of kilometres until you reach this little bay, and there's a beautiful place for camping just down there, and then another kilometre till you reach a deer fence.
And wouldn't recommend climbing it. It's easy enough, but you can always damage it. However, there is a gate here. Well, not a soul on the track. I saw a couple of farmers and a few cars yesterday on the B roads. So I found a place to dry the tent and have a cup of cold coffee. Cold coffee is my favourite at the moment, especially in this weather, and I think I'll have one of those as well, which will give me enough energy to get further. So put the tent up roughly, and I've just wiped it down with that cloth, and I think it's probably dry by now. So, happy days. If you can see that mountain in the background, that's the target for today. Since the weather is good, I want to get over that. Along the road to the campsite at Reciple, where I was told there would be a path up to Ben Reciple, and no one here to ask. So I was looking around, and there we go. Just on cue, a nice signpost behind the chalet. So, about an hour and a half into this climb. Now I'm estimating 4 o'clock for the top, which is about another hour. This is super greens powder, so it's a wee pep up. This is the summit of Ben Rispel, and it's just stunning today because it stands on its own. This mountain, it's got a 360 view, and you can just see for miles, miles and miles. And where we're going is down to this forest down here. And hopefully the path just leads that way. There's a path that goes through the forest that I can connect up to there. So that's the plan. And then that forest path will bring me down to the shore, down to this road here. It's a little cooler this morning. So the midges are all still in their pyjamas. And well, not all, some of them are out there, the early risers. Good night's sleep. I felt achy and feet were really sore, legs were sore after doing that hill yesterday and stretching to get here. An amazing little campsite. So I leave no trace. There's nothing here. You'd hardly know that the tent was in this place here. Not the spectacular arrival at the loch I was expecting, but beautiful nonetheless. So hopefully get some views shortly of the loch side. Today's walk, which will be pretty consistently straight on this path. So the path is long, and another couple of miles to go. I picked up some food in Glenfinnan for the next 5 days till I get to Broadford on Skye.
I had arranged a food drop for Glenfinnan, but I think a better way would be to take a day off the trail and go to Fort William, where you could resupply
So that's the pass, the village up there, and now on the other side of the valley and into some wild country here. So this is a beautiful environment. One of my favourite parts of the Cape Wrath Trail. It's all rather wonderful in this part of Scotland. There's no wind, so there's 100,000 midges, and I can't really look at the beautiful place, but I've had some supper. It's been a long day, and I'll get some sleep soon. So another morning, another midge storm. It's absolutely amazing, the number of midges that have just pop up as soon as I got out of the tent, and now they're hovering around on the tent. They're thinking of breakfast, I'm thinking of breakfast, and my breakfast is brewing a cup of tea. I popped a tea bag in hot water, and this is the rest of breakfast.
Looking back down the valley, you can see the route coming through the valley here and down. That's where the campsite is, and then you follow the stream on the left hand side.
Start of the Lochside path, which goes up here.
house at the end, past that upper steep slope, and you'll find these rather ugly electricity pylons. Unfortunately, we're going to be following them for the next 10 miles or so, so route finding is easy, but aesthetically not so nice. Reasons why I like my barefoot shoes. I don't need to adjust anything, I can just walk straight through any stream without even pausing. And you can see if I paused I'd get eaten by the midges, so that's a real advantage here.
Well, this morning is a different day. Blue sky, sunshine.
At the bottom of the valley there's a forest. Go around it on the right.
So I survived the midges and the rain yesterday, and my toes sore, but it's not getting any worse. All my muscles are fine, but bending down feels stiff, and I think all the joints and things are like that are just protecting themselves. So I feel a bit ungainly and less coordinated. However, the legs just keep going up and down hills.
Walking through this ancient landscape, it's a fantastic experience to come across these buildings connecting ourselves back 2,000 years to the people who lived in these valleys.
One way to wash your clothes. The water's pretty cold, though it's a nice hot day. I just don't have the sort of energy to do anything more than just get washed. I think that'll do the trick. I'm quite happy to stay here tonight. It's beautiful, and there's even I think there's a pub over in that village, so that's possible. I might go and have a drink. Here's my wee campsite, and the road's up there, but the beach is just here. Another nice night, comfy. I seem to have had really good pitches during this journey, nice and flat. So the peninsula we're going to walk along is this, and you can see a flat area here. I believe that the traditional path will take the easiest route there, so probably going on the flat ground and contour around. There's always a logical way through the countryside. And on foot, that means that there are these traditional paths to connect one village to another, and it's a great excitement to travel those paths. And the route so far has been able to connect up quite a few of those old paths to create this much longer walk. Here it says public footpath, so I expect this is it. In the village of Skye. The weather's got worse, as you can see, and here but you can see the path there running up the hill, so I'm still happy. Well, it's a bad time of year with all of this ferns, but the path is obviously not that clear anyway at this point. So 6-foot ferns does mean that you get wet. It's like walking through rain. Whoa. Well, a clearing, but time to relocate. If I can get to that ridge there, all should be good. Pick up the path there. In between there and here, goodness knows. Phew, that was tough. That's what I've just come through. It's hard to see up there whether it's easier up further north, further up the hill. Possibly it is just worth going to make a big detour. I will do that next time, but the path is through there. It's Skye and the clouds have come down to the ground, so it's raining everywhere. Up, down, down, up, left to right and right to left. Here we are. I did see a little bit of the landscape, and down there is a Forestry Commission road. Here is what looks like the same as was really difficult to get through. So if the path disappears, I'll be going down, heading downhill, trying to catch onto that road as an easy way out. So that's the plan. Well, the path was going all right until here, so I'm just going to check my phone. Wish I'd gone down to the road, but the path was coming along nicely. I said it in my mind, I was saying I'll go along until I can go no further, and then maybe it's down, bail out and go down to the road, which is not going to be pleasant. So this is a couple 100 feet down there. Right, this is in the middle of the forest, and it's where some animal has gone round and round and round in a circle. I saw another one around some trees, and I thought, that's a bit weird. This is very weird. So, don't know what that is. Well, can't see it too well from here. And there's another addition here. Goes down a little bit further. I can see the road over here, and we're out of the wilderness now. So there's the main road just down there, and this is our the original road which I'm on at the moment, which is running parallel and a really nice path, really smooth, nice, and just off the main road, which should keep me safe. Lunch today is my favourite mackerel, oatcakes, and this will be a nice treat. So that's lunch. Well, this is the campsite from last night. Very often the only place in an environment like this is to find a flat surfaces, a wee path, and my tent was just in that impression there. What I'm going to do today is look after myself. It was about 2 or 3 miles down the road through Broadford to the other side, and I've got to the campsite. Very friendly, lovely facilities,